Hey, welcome back to the show. Hope you're doing well. This is Nick coming at you with another video today. Let's see. We found a nice medical article that recently came out. So we're at the National Library of Medicine. Today we're in the Journal of Clinical and Translational Research for Patients. This one came out on September 29, 2021. Evidence for a connection between coronavirus and exposure to radio frequency radiation from wireless communications, including 5G. Might sound familiar because they talk about it a lot in the QAnon Trump conspiracy type of hogwash, but that's just a distraction type of technique or obfuscation of reality to make it seem like this isn't a pertinent issue, but there's a great deal of medical literature that has determined otherwise. So let's go into this study today. Beverly Rubik, one of the authors, she's out of Oakland, California, Institute for Frontier Science, Department of Mind-Body Medicine, College of Integrative Medicine and Health Sciences, Pasadena, California. Robert Brown, Department of Radiology, the Hammett Hospital, University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, Radiology Partners in Phoenix, Arizona. So yeah, these guys put together a extremely detailed paper for all of us that we can all read for free. The source materials is also extremely impressive. So let's go into it today. In considering the epidemiological triad, agent, host, and environment, applicable to all disease, we investigated a possible environmental factor in the COVID-19 pandemic. Ambient radio frequency radiation from wireless communication systems, including microwaves and millimeter waves. SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19 pandemic, surfaced in Wuhan, China, shortly after the implementation of a citywide fifth-generation 5G wireless communications technology. And from there, the disease rapidly spread globally, initially demonstrating a statistical correlation to international communities with recently established 5G networks. Very interesting here, very controversial. So yeah, check out the study. It's super detailed. I just highlighted a couple of key points here. 5G frequency spectrum allocations differ from country to country. Focused pulsed beams radiation will emit from new base stations and phased array antennas placed close to buildings whenever persons access the 5G network. Because these high frequencies are strongly absorbed by the atmosphere, and especially during rain, a transmitter range is limited to only 300 meters. And that's why it takes so much more energy to make these directional beamforming technologies. Alright, scrolling down here. The new system therefore requires significant densification of 4G infrastructure, as well as new 5G antennas that may dramatically increase the population's exposure to wireless radiation, outdoors and indoors. So we went down here, overview on the bioeffects of wireless communications radiation exposure. Another interesting point. Organisms are electrochemical beings. Low level of radiations from devices, including mobile telephony base antennas, wireless network protocols used for local networking of devices, and internet access, commonly known as Wi-Fi, and mobile phones, among others, may disrupt regulation of numerous physiological functions. I'll go over all of this kind of biological effects in my other channel at Life Products Direct. On YouTube, there's quite a astounding body of medical evidence to support these claims. as surprising as they may sound to some of us. Alright, continuing on, low-level radiation has been found to impact the organism at all levels of organization, from the molecular to the cellular, physiological, behavioral, and psychological levels. We go over this a lot on my other channel. It has behavioral effects. It can produce anxiety, lethargy, even impotence, migraines. So yeah, that all of that kind of stuff like affects our behavior and the way we conduct ourselves as people. Moreover, it has been shown to cause systemic detrimental health effects, including increased cancer risk. So this is a nice little paragraph because they have all of these citations here. Mobile phone use and risk for intracranial tumors and salivary gland tumors. Yeah, that's a very well cited article here. Okay, increased cancer risk, endocrine changes, the effects of electromagnetic fields on the endocrine system in children and adolescents. I believe I went over that one already. That's a good one. Increased free radical production. That's extremely important because free radicals contribute to cancer, and that's why they're always talking about the antioxidants, especially natural forms of vitamin E, if you're exposed to EMF radiation. Moving on, deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA damage, genotoxic effects of radiofrequency electromagnetic fields, pathophysiology in 2009 publication. Okay, changes to reproductive systems. 19, a review of electromagnetic fields and the reproductive system. Learning and memory defects. Citation number 20, acute effects of radiofrequency electromagnetic field emitted by mobile phone on brain function. That one sounds fun. Neurological disorders. Citation number 21, microwave frequency fields produce widespread neuropsychiatric effects, including depression, anxiety, all kinds of that stuff. Having evolved within Earth's extremely low-level natural radio frequency background, organisms lack the ability to adapt to heightened levels of unnatural radiation of wireless communications technology with digital modulation that includes short, intense pulses, bursts. This is how the Wi-Fi and the cell phone cellular network functions, with these high-intensity pulses or bursts on the electromagnetic frequency detectors. You can actually, with a sensitive detector, you can actually see these bursts, but they're imperceivable by us because they occur so quickly. But if you slow down a recording, for instance, you'll see the pop, 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 these little bursts that interfere with our DNA and all kinds of stuff. So, let's go over some good cell phone habits. Keep your phone in airplane mode at all times unless you're making a call. When you do make a call, or when you do have to use the phone to type in maps or directions or play music or whatever, you want to make sure to leave the phone on the ground or the table instead of holding it, directly and up to your face like most people do. So you don't want to put it in your trousers. You don't want to put it anywhere on your body unless it's in airplane mode. And getting used to the airplane mode is just a good call because it'll make things a lot better for you. So in terms of Wi-Fi internet devices, you're going to want to use only desktop computers with a wired physical connection with no Wi-Fi. And that will just these few things will greatly reduce your exposure to the EMF pollution. You can go to my Etsy store, Life Products Direct, to pick up some cell phone stickers and pendants that also have been found to absorb radiation. I have a bunch of videos on there with the radiation being absorbed by the shungite and the copper and the silver. But reducing your exposure is going to be the best bet. And then supplementing with natural sources of vitamin E. So check out that stuff on your own, guys. So let everybody know about this one because it's super important, and it can really prevent a lot of unnecessary deaths. In the medical literature, the 5G and other wireless radiation, it kind of it has this strange effect on oxygen in the atmosphere, and this is one of the reasons why it can be construed as a complication for the corona, because people have a hard time uptaking oxygen. And what happens to the oxygen molecules when it comes into contact with these radio frequencies is they get kind of funny. They get kind of malformed or heated up a little bit, and the oxygen doesn't work exactly like it's supposed to when it comes into contact with our lungs. So yeah, it's a huge topic. If anybody has any questions, shoot them in the comments. I'll do my best to help you out. But yeah, check out the study. I mean, this study is super detailed, and for anybody who's not really familiar with this stuff, they actually do an amazing job on this paper. So I hope you're all doing well out there. Thank you.